An eagle does not relate with chickens. If you are an eagle, stop talking to chickens. If you are 20-year-old and you are still in your father's house, it's a shame. I came to stir that nest. 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 Enough of enough. Pain is the down payment for gain. You are not permitted to eat sweet until you sweat.
How many of you are very angry now? It is that anger I wanted. Until you get angry, you will be satisfied in that face where I slap you out.
Where are the sons in the house? Can I hear you say ahoo? Oh God, oh God, oh God.
What is your passion? You need to feed that passion. My passion was security. I fed it and I fed it. Now, when you get to the age of 20 becomes a decision year in your life. And I know that most of the people that are here are 20 years old. Let me back up at this point in time and say something. That if you are 20 years old and you are still in your father's house, is a shame. Let me push it a little bit. I didn't come to talk to be friends here. I came to talk to my brothers and my sisters. How old are the boys you see that are standing at checkpoint? Those boys are no more than 22, 23 years old. They have been trained to kill anything that disrupts them. If they can train a man at the age of 18 to carry a gun against a criminal, why would you tell me that at the age of 25 you cannot train yourself to be successful? Gabriel stood here. His father had died. He had to go to war. Business is war. When you get to 20 years old, make mistakes. Try it. Do it anyhow. In life, in school, when you make a mistake, they tell you are wrong. But in life, when you make a mistake, you are right. The name of the street to the house of success is called Failure Avenue. You are authorized to make mistakes. You are permitted to make mistakes. If you don't make mistakes, you are not on the journey to success. There is no successful man that has not made mistakes. You buy one, you get 9 free. At the age of 30, you should be an expert at your field. You should be an expert at whatever you do. At the age of 40, you should be a master at that field. If you are 40 years old and you are just about to start a business, you have lost 28 years of your life. Because at the age of 12, vision should have started. In Nigeria, we have 180 million people and counting. There are 250 ethnic groups. 500 languages. We speak all the different languages: English, Hausa, Igbo, Yoruba, and the likes. Fulani plus over 500 indigenous languages. Religion, there are 45% Christian, 45% Muslim, and 10% the African traditional religion. In that same country, we have only 50 million people that are working. 50 million people. Some of us here are working, some of us are not working. So anybody that is working out of these 50 million, that means that you have at least 3 people in your family you need to take care of. Then the report also says that 75% of Nigeria are youth under 45. Every single person in this room under 45. If you plus your mind up, do your mathematics there, you'll find out that is 135 million people are under 45 years old. The Presidential Committee report on job creation states, and I quote, that 40% of these people cannot be employed. Do your mathematics. That is 62.5 million youths cannot be employed. Why? Because they don't have skill. When 62 million people cannot be employed, there is trouble in waiting. My cousin and friend Jack Ma says that tell your children that the competition we have are not with each other. Whether it is brother or cousin or tribe or anything, it's not there. The competition we have, our children have, you have, is with engines. Machines are taking over jobs. No jobs for us anymore. That by 2030, 800 million jobs will be taken out of the society. That it is time for us to begin to learn soft skills. We should learn to network. That's why I did that speed networking. You should learn to relate with somebody, learn to sing, learn to communicate. Machines cannot do all those ones. Learn to feel somebody's heart, learn to be compassionate. Learn the soft skills now. Hunt their own food. I wanted them to display them like Gabriel. Gabriel said, said I came to Jos. I am not from Jos, but I'm staying in Jos. I've opened 12 companies in this same Jos that was attacked, that was broken down, that was dismayed. I've opened 12 companies. I have 46 people reporting to me. I have a mask that has my name written in Mangu. That is how and that's how an ego operates. I get hungry. I must make sure I make it happen. That's how Cindy located me in Nigeria from China. I did not know who she was, but she had to find me. She had to sell. If you cannot sell, you cannot be rich. Let me tell you something. Now, if you are going to be successful tomorrow, get ready to be insulted. Every successful man has been insulted. If you want to succeed, get ready for insult. You get one, 9 will come freely to you. My beauty is full of insult. Every patch, every design you see about me has been insulted. I don't care what anybody say. I care what I say about myself. Every problem you see is an opportunity. Lack of food is an opportunity. Lack of shelter is an opportunity. Lack of clothing, lack of water, lack of construction is an opportunity for you. Every problem we see in this country is an opportunity for us. My cousin and brother Jack Ma says opportunities lie in places where complaints are. Steve Jobs is also another person. He says, if today were the last day of your life, would you be happy living the way you are? There are 3 types of people that are seated here. 3 types of people. The first set of people are people that just see life as they are. Just look at it. They call the knowledge-based set of people. They just see life as it is. These are people that blame everybody for their same wahala. They are the people that don't take risks. They say no. They analyze a lot. They criticize a lot. They depend on news from dailies and radio. These are the knowledge-based people. Then you now have the experience-based people. Those are the people that follow processes. These are the people that relationship is just on a need-to-know basis. I don't want to become friends with anybody. I want to break that culture. That by the time you live here, you have made at least 5 new friends. You also have the creative people. The same situation, they can create something out of it. Their vision is clear. They ascertain direction in everything. They put together critical plans and they make it. They build teams and they run. The excitement is heavy there. The same problem somebody sees today, somebody else can create something out of it. What do you see when you look at a problem? What do you see? The same dots, somebody has created an opportunity to it. You can't keep sleeping on the same floor. There are some laws I want to share with you. The first law is the law of crabology. The second law is the law of compartmentalization. And the third law is the law of creativity. The first law, the law of crabology, is the simple law called hold me down syndrome. If you put a basket here, you put one crab inside, come back after 10 minutes, that crab will come out. But if you want to keep that crab in that basket, put other crabs inside. When one crab wants to come out, another crab will pull it down. Where you they go, we die here together. If you want to change your future, change your friends. Your friends determine your values. Your values determine your decisions. Your decisions determine your actions, and your actions determine your results. Your relationship do not only mean people, Abdullah. Your relationship means things that you read, things that you watch, things that you see. Even your mother and your parents that talk to you. You say, I don't have friends. Whatever influences you is a friend. Be careful what influences you, because it can hold you down. And as you say, the next one is connecting the dots. Because if you want to get to the president of Nigeria, there is somebody here that knows somebody that knows somebody that knows Mr. President. You need to just connect the dots to that person and build relationship. Anytime I enter an aeroplane, I will always relate with the person sitting beside me. I enter business class because I believe that people in business class are decision makers. I don't enter business class because of money. I enter there because I know whoever I'm sitting beside is a decision maker. So when I'm sitting beside the person, I will tell the person, sir, how are you doing now? My name is Ubonki. I'm a young man that wants to go somewhere. Can you advise me anything in life that will help me to become who I want to be? The man will look at me. I say, sir, please help me do something. And the man will now tell me, okay, the advice I want to give you. As he begins to talk, I will carry my notepad out and begin to write. When the man sees that I've started writing, pride will enter the man. As I'm writing more, pride is entering the man. I will ask the question. When the man says something, I'll be shaking my head. Chai! That's a hard one. Pride will be swelling up in the man. He does not know that he's about to enter into trouble. I said, sir, can I quote you any time that I want to speak? He said, please feel free. Can I call you periodically to hear from you? He said, please do. I will give him my complimentary card. He will give me his complimentary card. Mistake number one. Once he gives me that complimentary card, immediately I come out of the plane. 10 minutes later, not more than 10 minutes, I send him a text. Sir, thank you for the opportunity to sit with you and to learn from you. The man will reply me back, thank you very much. Mistake number two. Now when he does that mistake, I'll tell him that a son honors his father, a servant his master. If you are my boss, let me show you some goodwill. Let me appreciate you because I want to be your friend. He will say, no problem. I say, sir, I have just bought a live ram or a goat. I want to deliver it to your office or to your house. He would not say, okay, no problem. Take it to my office or take it to my house. By the time he gets to his office, it will get to the house. Madam will see the ram. By the time they kill it, look, when madam sees it, the children see it. If you forget my name, your children won't forget the goat. They will not forget the goat. When I do that like that, my matter will be discussed in the bedroom. Approval will be in the boardroom. If you want results in 1 year, plant yam, it will grow. You will keep some of the yam. You roast some, you fry some, you boil some, you eat it, but you finish. But if you want result of a lifetime, plant men, develop men. Abdullahi, develop the men. Show them this is what we need to do, how we need to grow. Young man here, young woman, beginning to train younger ones so that they can do. If tomorrow my son Jamon comes here and he says he's looking for a house to stay, Abdullah, will you not give? I am not doing this because of my today. I'm doing it because of my children tomorrow. If you want result of a lifetime, plant men. Begin to assist people to grow. Begin to develop them to grow. Develop them. Because when you grow old, a wise man said, learn to brush the teeth of a young man when he's small. So that when you grow old, somebody will be able to brush your own teeth. So the problem is not the bee. The problem is what they hear. If somebody tells you that you cannot make it, then you cannot make it. Choose who you listen to. Choose who you listen to. I don't listen to everybody. I don't listen to news. Because it's a waste of executive time. The waste of executive time. My uncle, his name is Rashid bin Sultan Al Maktoum, the former emir of Dubai. I claim him to be my uncle. I claim the man because the man's intelligence is too much. They asked the man, "What is your position about oil in the Arab nation?" The man said, and I quote, that my grandfather rode a camel, my father rode a camel. Me, I use a G-Wagon. My son uses a Mercedes. I drive a Mercedes. My son uses a G-Wagon. His own son drives a Land Rover. But his own son, the last one after all, will drive a camel. I thought about it. What he was telling the journalist was that oil will finish. Because oil will finish, they needed to think. He carried 4 of his friends, Mohammed bin Rashid Al Maktoum, his son, took 4 of his friends to the desert and said, "What do you see?" And he said, "I see sand upon sand, dry ground, nothing to look for. No life can grow there." Somebody said, "This is the land of my fathers." They asked Muhammad, "What do you see?" Muhammad said, "I see the desert as a national treasure. One of the country's resources of income, a fundamental pillar for the national economy. It is not an obstacle or a problem or a challenge to overcome, but an opportunity to create a new sector. It is an opportunity, not a challenge. Desert, sand became an opportunity. In Jos, we have rocks. So what did they do? They now began to advertise everywhere in the world. They say, come and see Dubai desert. Come and see Dubai desert. What will you see in the desert? Only sand. So from there they began to give visa to people who wanted to see Dubai. Now in 2017, the number of people that flew to Dubai to go and enjoy Dubai were 14.9 million people. Each of them paying $140 per person. That's the equivalent of almost 10,000 almost 30,000 naira now. So when I checked it out, how much did they pay immigration alone? 803 billion naira was what immigration made alone for people that were coming to Dubai. What were they coming to do? To come and see sand. Sand, 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 sand. Hold that thought there. Hold that thought there. So when we got into the desert, 3 hours of driving into the desert, we now saw, even you said I'm going to see sand. Some of you have gone to see sand. When we got there, we saw 100 cars. So 100 cars, 6 people per car, that's 600 people. So I now did money calculation. That if everybody paid $50, 600 people in the morning, 600 people in the night, that's 1,200 people. My brother, I punched my calculator. So in 1 year, that company called Arabian Adventure made 4,927,500,000 naira carrying people to see sand. To see sand. Why don't we carry people to see Wase Rock here? Asop 4 here. Advertise it and put it on Instagram. Explore Plateau. Explore Jos. 4 hours of tourism. Then each person pay online 50,000 naira for 1 day. Give them coke. Once the sun has hit them, give them cold coke and juice, and then they will pay. By the time they go, take picture and put it on Instagram there. People will come back. Opportunity. Dubai now began to advertise the sand more. They didn't have enough land, so they built a private island there. 1 plot of land is $15 million, 5.775 billion naira, trillion naira, billion naira for a plot of land on that sand. My wife and I, we went to Kenya, and my wife said, let us go and see elephant. So I was asking, what am I going to see elephant for? Full elephant head. So she now agreed. So because I didn't want family problem, I went with my wife and my children. We went to see elephant. We chartered one bus. We got there. Now they told us that we can only see the elephant from 11 o'clock to 12 o'clock. That is, we have to wait for 1 hour. Only to enter, only 1 hour. So we're all outside. To see the elephant, each person will pay 500 Kenyan shillings, equivalent of 2,500 naira. When I looked at the number of people that wanted to see elephant, we were over 1,000. So I did my calculation. If 1,000 people pay 2,500 naira to see elephant for 1 hour, that means the gate fee elephant made for 1 day was 2.5 million naira. Elephant. Elephant. But if you put that elephant in Nigeria, we'll kill it and we'll sell it in black market. Bushmeat. A friend of mine, Ali Baba, posted a photograph that somebody saw a gorilla and killed it. In Rwanda, to go and see a gorilla in the bush, not kill it, just to go and see, they'll pay $1,500, 650,000 naira to see a gorilla. You have resources in Jos that nobody has seen anywhere in Nigeria. I need 2, 3, 4 of you, like you did the collabo for speed networking, collaborate and start a tourism platform here. Jos is called the home of tourism and peace. Forget what happened yesterday. Let's rebuild Jos together. Let's rebuild it. Let's rebuild it. Let's form partnerships here. Let's form. Let me take you. Take me to go and eat fura di nunu. I have never eaten it in the south. I don't drink. When I come here, I take ginger drink. Fura di nunu. Once I touch fura, sleep is inevitable. I don't need codeine or tramadol. I need some fura to reset my buttons. I need some masara to touch me. I need some ginger to detox me. That you have in here. If I want, I look for marashi or what's that thing again that we eat? Magurushi there, and then put it. Some of you need to just package that thing and then give it a name. Because I saw on Instagram somebody wanted to sell pop-pop, and then they said salt glazed, flour buns in there, and they put it on Instagram. I said, somebody looked at it, I said, no, be pop-pop when they call like this. Look for a name paying for it and calling one funky name, specialized fruit from Jos, only in Africa. Why should I buy strawberry that is imported from Italy when I can get it here in this place? Why should I get mango from China when I can buy it from this place? I need some of you to wake up and say, enough is enough. We've got to make it and let it happen. Say, I hear you. I hear you. What about Plateau State? Plateau, wake up. My brothers, my sisters, wake up. Put aside your swords and your shield. Put aside the weapon. Come together. Let's build Plateau together. I'm not interested in your age anymore. I'm interested in us doing it together. United we stand. Nobody says buy plantain chips here, buy water here, buy Facebook here. No. Some of you can sing and sell it. Some of you can talk and sell it. Some of you can reproduce things. Dominate the air. Not to talk about WhatsApp. WhatsApp was started like a joke. The man was in his basement and then he started it, and then his friend said, let's create WhatsApp Inc. And when they created that WhatsApp Inc., they sold that WhatsApp Inc. to Facebook at $19 billion. The man did not come to you because everybody that has a smartphone, you have WhatsApp on the phone. The brand needs to come to you to say, join WhatsApp. No, you are the one that downloaded WhatsApp for yourself. Now the boy is loaded with money. And I decided that my target in life was to make 100 million naira. So I wrote 100 million naira on my ceiling, wrote on this wall, wrote on this wall, wrote on this wall, wrote on this wall. I kept feeding myself. This book of the law shall not depart out of my sight. Thou shalt meditate upon it day and night. I kept looking at it. The more I looked at it, the more I was attracted to it, the more I wanted to it. Once there is a will, there will always be a way. I came here to tell you I'm just so for you. Just good morning and welcome to the hangout.